Did the Perseverance rover find life on Mars? There have been a lot of recent headlines about a rock that Percy, the beloved Mars rover, found on the red planet. But what does it mean? Did we find signs of life on another planet? The short answer is no. The longer answer is not exactly, but this discovery may have significant implications for the search for life on other planets. Here's a breakdown of what Perseverance found and why this could be such a big deal. The Mars Perseverance rover landed in the Jezero Crater on the Red Planet on February 18th, 2021. This landing spot was chosen very carefully. Scientists think that the Jezero Crater is the site of an ancient river delta, now dry, on Mars. Perseverance is basically a robotic geologist that is designed specifically to look for indications that ancient life may have once existed on the red planet. So NASA very intentionally landed it in a place where it was likeliest ancient life could have thrived, in water, or where water used to be. We think certain chemical elements, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, phosphorus, and sulfur, as well as water, are necessary for any sort of life to develop. That's what our experience with life on Earth has taught us. For the past couple of months, Perseverance has been exploring the northern edge of Neretva Vallis, which scientists think was an ancient riverbed. Billions of years ago, fresh water would have rushed down this channel into the lake that was Jezero Crater. The channel is about a quarter mile or 400 meters wide. Perseverance is a robot, which makes it easy for it to learn. Just upload new software and it is ready to go. Humans are harder. We have to find effective ways to learn and keep things interesting. Lectures and memorization, that's just not very effective. That's why I like Brilliant, the sponsor of this video. Brilliant helps you learn by doing, with thousands of interactive lessons in everything from math to engineering to data analysis. It's a more effective way to learn than just watching someone talk to you. The platform uses hands-on problem solving to help you build skills from the ground up, and all of the content is created by an award-winning team of teachers. You learn to solve problems through developing critical thinking skills, not memorization, and it helps you build a daily learning habit. One thing that's very hard to understand when looking at the latest academic paper or seeing results of, for example, a complicated search for signs of ancient life, is probability. How do we take these massive data sets and predict an outcome? That's just what this course, Predicting with Probability, will do for you. It will help you build a foundation in data science as you use real-world data sets to understand how to answer complicated questions based on what's in front of you. To try everything Brilliant has to offer for free for a full 30 days, visit brilliant.org/@Astra or click on the link in the description. You'll also get 20% off of an annual premium subscription. Okay, so let's talk specifically about this rock. It's been nicknamed Cheyava Falls, and Percy collected the sample on July 21st, 2024. This is a selfie with Percy and his rock. If you're wondering why so many of us become emotionally attached to these robots, by the way, it's because of things like this. The rock in question is the large one at the center of the image. It measures 1 meter by 0.6 meters or 3.2 by 2 feet. Perseverance is designed to look for interesting rocks that may be different than anything we found before, and specifically, it's looking for rocks that may have encountered, been shaped by, or otherwise affected by water. When Perseverance stumbled upon this one, it scanned it with its Sherlock instrument, which indicated it had found organic molecules. To be clear, this does not mean it has found life. I want to be extra clear about this. But we did find what could indicate that this rock is from an environment that was once suitable for ancient life. All life on Earth is built from organic molecules. As far as we know, organic molecules are necessary for life to be present. We look for organic molecules as an indicator that microbial life may exist somewhere, or in this case, may have previously existed in the ancient past. But finding organic molecules does not automatically mean that we have found life on another planet. It doesn't mean that life has ever existed there. It just means that one, We think Jezero Crater is an ancient river delta, so there was once water there most likely, and 2, this rock indicates that there may have been organic molecules within that ancient river delta. Finding those 2 things together gets us one step closer to discovering ancient life on Mars. It tells us that at one point in the red planet's history, the ingredients existed such that life could have formed. It does not mean that it actually did form. Okay, so now let's look at this rock close up, because this is where it gets interesting. You can see the white stripes here. These are veins of calcium sulfate. They indicate that liquid once flowed through this rock at one time, very possibly water. In between is probably hematite based on the color. Hematite is what gives Mars its distinctive reddish surface color. But look at those white spots surrounded by black called leopard spots. This is what scientists are focusing on. According to Perseverance's Pixel instrument, these black rings contain iron and phosphate. They could indicate that billions of years ago, this rock could have experienced chemical reactions that may have supported microbial life. This life could have used these areas on this rock as an energy source, releasing iron and phosphate as a byproduct from the hematite. Rocks on Earth that have these leopard spot features are usually indications of fossilized microbial life, but there is no indication of any kinds of these fossils on the rock. There are also other explanations for how the spots could have gotten there that have nothing to do with life. This could be huge. It could be nothing. Organic molecules can absolutely be made without any life present. We just do not know. The hard part here is that this discovery is exciting and has the scientific community buzzing about the potential of this rock, but we just will not know until we can directly examine it. Perseverance is designed to find interesting rocks, analyze them, and collect samples. It's not supposed to find life or fossilize signs of life. Its instruments just are not designed to do that. This rock needs to be examined by humans in a laboratory to make that kind of judgment. And that is where things get messy. As Perseverance has been traversing the Jezero Crater these past 3 years, it's been collecting core samples from the surface of Mars and dutifully preparing these tubes for later collection. The idea is that within the next decade, NASA and the ESA, or European Space Agency, will launch the Mars Sample Return Mission, or MSR. This is supposed to launch, travel to Mars, deploy Ingenuity-like helicopters to collect Perseverance's prepared samples and bring them back to the container. The container will then take off in an ascent vehicle, rendezvous with another spacecraft, and then bring these samples back to Earth. Does that sound incredibly complicated? Because it's incredibly complicated, and it's why MSR is in trouble now. I have a whole overview of what the mission is supposed to do and the challenges it has faced and is currently facing, so check that out if you are interested. But the bottom line is we don't even know if MSR will happen at this point. NASA put out a call to industry to find new mission designs because the previous ones would have been too expensive and taken too long. We'll have to see what happens there. It's a huge shame because MSR is so important, and this rock is the perfect example of why. We need to study this rock on Earth to really determine its properties and whether it could have harbored ancient microbial life. There is another rover, the ESA's Rosalind Franklin rover, that also has promise. Scheduled for launch in 2028, this rover is designed to address whether life ever existed on Mars. It will travel to another ancient water site, the Oxyoplanum region, one of Perseverance's candidate landing sites, and it will have instruments that Perseverance does not. It may be able to discover ancient life on Mars. Of note is a 6.6-foot or 2-meter drill that will allow it to take samples from well below the Martian surface, where organic molecules and microbial life would be more protected than on the harsh, irradiated surface of the red planet. We will see what happens. But for now, that is all I have to tell you about this rock, Perseverance, and the search for ancient life on Mars. Thank you for watching. I am Swapna Krishna, and this is Ad Astra.